Hello everybody, back again here, Joe's Tobacco Reviews. I thought before I started getting into some moist snuff reviews, I would set some kind of criteria as to what I think is relevant when you're looking at smokeless tobacco products, especially, well, in this case, dip. It's good to have a baseline, so we have like less questions as to why I think something's good, why I think something's meh. So right now I'm dipping Stoker's Long Cut Mint, which is good, and the best if used by date is very good. I couldn't believe that. It's like a little bit less than 6.5 months out or so, I guess. So let me get started here. I got some things written down on a piece of paper. So obviously flavor is a major part of why you would consider trying or not trying a smokeless tobacco product. So the flavor I'm going to try to keep within all the other, so say like straight. I'm going to look at it in regards to other straights. Now, I mean, I might like something more than, say, I might like, I don't know, Copenhagen straight more than Stoker straight, which Stoker straight's really good. Anyways, but kind of keep it in line with other ones. And then if I like it more, I'd say, like, you know, in my preference, I like this more, because some people might not. Second thing is the cut. As anyone who's used moist snuff products knows, the cut varies pretty crazy. That's the cat. In regards to you know, Copenhagen, something like Copenhagen Long Cut is not going to be the same as Stoker's Long Cut, because every brand has a different cut. Copenhagen especially, their traditional fiberboard can long cut is what they call mid cut, so it's not super long, but it's not snuff cut. But also, like, looking at the cut, the quality of the cut, does it have a lot of chunks? Does it have a lot of sharp bits? I was dipping some Red Seal this past week, and the can of Red Seal that I was dipping had some pretty sharp chunks in it, and like little stems and stuff. And that's kind of not the best, and when it's in your mouth, it'll start to separate. I tend to find if you have a lot of chunks, it'll start to spread, and I don't really like that. Let me see here. Some cuts, like Stoker's, have this weird, I would call it a Velcro effect. And Suit and Tie Dip and Chew Guy said this, that when you pack it together, it will all intertwine with each other. So you can just pull the whole can out in one go without it falling apart. It's partially moisture and partially cut, I would assume. And Kodiak. Kodiak is similar, I found, to Stoker's. It's not quite as long of a cut, but it clumps together the same way, and it's smooth. Now, this mint that I have in, it's not like sharp, it's not like sandpaper, but you could tell it's tobacco. Kodiak kind of has this weird glossy kind of feeling in the mouth, which is cool. And yeah, like a soggy cut will tend to fall apart after it's in your mouth a little while, and that can be kind of off-putting. Moisture, is it dry or wet? And that's also in relationship to the product date. So, for example, with the Stoker's being 6 months out, if I got a can of Stoker's that was a day out, obviously it should be a little drier, unless they have a really good seal on it. Something like this Copenhagen Extra Long Cut, sell by April 28th. That's about 2 months out. You know, so you got to keep in mind, I mean, if it's 6 months out, you got a really fresh can, it's going to be good. If it's a month out and it's still good, then it means it has good moisture. Nicotine. Let me spit. I use nicotine products a lot. Somebody who is brand new and has never tried tobacco, if I say, oh yeah, this has a decent amount of nicotine. If you've never used nicotine products before, you're gonna feel it. Probably a little bit too much. And then price, you know, a can of Stoker's runs about $3.50 around here where I live. A can of the top tier Copenhagen, like the long cut, $6.50, $7 a can. You know, so that price is relative. If I like a product that's cheaper, and I say, you know, well, this is pretty similar to so and so, it's just a comparison. You know, I'm not going to judge something because it's cheaper and say, oh, it's junk. That's not always true. And with flavored dips, trying to find the underlying tobacco profile. Does it lean salty? Grizzly, it's been a long time since I had Grizzly Wintergreen, but from what I remember, Grizzly Wintergreen leans salty, whereas something like Kodiak is sweet. Kodiak's kind of mild. It's a different. It's very unique. I like Kodiak. So yeah, just to kind of get the underlying, this Stoker's has kind of like a smoky undertone to it. It's not super sweet. It's like a very mild mint, and I like it. Because ultra sweet dips kind of, they get old after a while. I like, in flavor in general, I like stuff that's kind of more mild to salty. But sweet's good every once in a while. So, and then the can, the quality of the can. Does the can fall apart? Does it feel like it's gonna separate? You know, does the lid, when you pop the lid open, that's a pretty decent lid. That click, that's not gonna fall apart. The Red Seal cans are bigger, and I tend to find that the Red Seal, throughout the week, I would pick it up and it would click. So it wasn't fully seated. They're just extra large, and the dimensions are kind of weird with the cans. But and then just in relation to, is it a premium product? Is it a budget product? Is it a ultra budget product? You know, that's all relative too. If there's a dip that you like that's $2 a can, why spend $7? You know, I like trying different things. I try different things all the time. But in terms of dipping something just because of the name on the can, I think that's stupid. I'm not gonna have any kind of bias. I do like Stoker's. I think Stoker's is a very good overall brand. I think it's really good for people who aren't super experienced in dipping. It holds together really good for a very long time and has really long-lasting flavor. But other than that, I will be coming up with some reviews. Probably start with this bad boy because it's kind of a classic profile, and a classic can, fiberboard. So until the next one, I'll see you guys.